welcome to the Nexus for a painting, well, just to see me paint really badly. So if you remember, I've done a review on this not too long ago. Go and check it out if you haven't. And I said I would do some painting of the figures, and that's what I'm going to show you and what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start with the scallops, which are these sort of spidery things down here. So there's one there, and one there, and I'm going to cut them out. And what we're going to use is our paint and tool set, which is also for beginners. So I'm going to do this as if I'm a beginner, and in some ways I am, because I've not really painted much for a long time, and I thought you could see me struggle as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these sections off, these sort of robotic spider crabby things, which are here, one here, and one here. There's 3 in this set. So I'm going to cut them out now. So once again, in this handy paint set, which all the paints you need to build all these models here, you get a nice pair of these, which are so handy to come in for literally other things as well. So they're a bit stiff because they've just come out of the actual packaging. And the good thing is you can cut really close to here. And I'm going to get some bit of light. Okay, so I'm just going to cut these off, which I've done. And that one, as close as I can. And then just sort of break that one off. Oh. So that's what they're left with. So just going to cut this one, maybe from underneath. There we go. And this one right against the body. And this one as well. They all seem to be in like different places. Once it's out, you can sort of tidy it up slightly, but stuff will be tidied up anyway. Where's the other one? Oh yes, and we also need these rocks as well, because they're part of what fits it to the sort of plinth, to the base. So we can use that, and as you can see, not that one, maybe that one. As you can see, they sort of just, that one goes in there. Or is it different ones? I think different ones go in, because like I said, they're slightly all different. So there we go. So, sort of like that anyway. But that's not until we get it to the base as well. So that's what we're going to do. Let's grab the last one. I'll get that out in just a minute, but this last one just here. So let's cut it out of that tentacle. Just trying to position it. There we go. And then this one, like that, like that, like that, and just that comes away. So we've got our 3. So this is the ones we're going to paint first, and we've got, where are our rocks? Where are they? Oh, there's one there. Can I see another one on here? I can't see another one. Maybe it's on the other spur. I don't think it is, but these are it's on here somewhere. We'll come across it. But anyway, I'm going to just cut that one here out. I'll do that one in a minute. So anyway, we've got our ones here, which as you can see, they're all sort of in a sort of different configuration, which is nice. So they're all slightly different, just like that. We're going to paint these with our colours and just use the basic techniques as well. So let's crack on. Okay, so this one just goes straight on the base, and these two here connected to these, which then go on the base, but we're going to leave them at a side. We're just going to take the one, and the booklet, in the booklet it tells us how they get put together, as you can see just here, and gives us a rough guide on what colouring we should be going for. So remember, this is just a rough guide, and you can paint these any colour you like using any of these colours that are in the in this starter paint set. Now in the starter paint set, all these colours are used for these models. They're like specifically done for everything that's in the starter pack. And like I said, you've got a different sort of the Bogman Glow there, that's for faces, and then we've got this different armour, so it's a somewhat of goldy colour there, and then we've got a different silver like that. But what I'm actually going for is I'm going to use these colours here. So this for the eyes, and as you can see, it's sort of a technique colour which has a blend of both. So we're going to use them for the little dot at the front and the energy ball in the middle there. We're going to use the bronze, this sort of bronzy colour here. We're going to use on the bodies, and on the back section, this section just here and the legs, we're going to use the silver. And we're just going to actually paint it straight onto the model, so there's no sort of primer in it. You can paint straight on the models. Like I said, I'm going to do this as a basic one, like if you've never painted anything before. And what's really nice is you get a nice thin brush with this set as well, which really comes in handy. So yeah, we're going to need that. We're going to need some water as well, and a colour palette as well. So I'm going to grab, what we've got is we've just got a scrap bit of paper, our pen, our brush. We're going to dip it in some water. Just going to bring some water onto here. So we're just going to put it on there. And we're going to use the silver first. So we're going to do the legs. Now those are just freshly open. As you can see, it's all a bit gunky. It probably needs a bit of a shake, like that. And, oh hey, look at that, way presto. So we're just going to grab a little bit of paint here. We're just going to put it on here. So, and we can get straight painting straight away. So on this, we're just going to paint. I'm going to zoom up now. That's it. Ooh. I'm just going to paint its legs. And because it's silver, it won't immediately show up because it's already grey. But as you can see here, it's showing up, it's showing. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit more. That's it. And we're just going to paint these sort of sections just here. I'm not the sturdiest hand going, but we want to get right up into there as well, into like this mechanism, just here, into this, just like that. Oh, underneath as well. Also as well, when you're doing the paint, you want to just twist it slightly so it brings it to a point. So we've got a really fine point on there. Now you will get paint on you. I think that's part of the fun. Into this recess just here. Like I said, it doesn't matter too much at the moment. because we're just getting it in there, just like that. Look at that. So as you can see, it's already sort of taking shape there. I think the just that. Just paint. These ones are hidden, but you can still see them. You can still make them out. So just like that. I can already hear people going, "Oh my god, what are you doing? It's so bad." But that's the whole fun of this, is that it can be just that bad because of that. But I'll have the pleasure in saying I did this, no one else. So if it's bad, it's on me. So just, like I said, you can go over some other bits, because when we're doing other sections, let's get some more paint on there, because we want to, that's it, just thin it out slightly, and then just bring it to a point like that. Like I said, you can, I find it quite therapeutic doing this sort of painting, but you can get sort of overkill with it, so you can get too into the detail, which I tend to do, and then I overdo it, and then mistakes happen. So I'm just doing this just in there as well. So as you can see, I don't know if you can make all that out, but I mean, it looks, it's already, wait, there we go. So as you can see, now it's just to go round, make sure you've got all those sort of bits. Now there is a little bit just in here, which I'm going to colour on them, just in here, just like that. I have missed out something just there, just here. Like I said, I've got some here, and I've probably splodged it elsewhere, but it's already looking okay, considering it's the first bit of paint down. Look at that. So we're just going to leave that to dry for a second. Put our eye in there, and then just clean that off with a bit of tissue. Okay, so that's dried now. And like I said, it doesn't take too long to dry, and I'm fairly happy with that. Next we're going to use this, which is the bronze effect. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a shake, then open, because all these paints are brand new, and that already looks really nice. So let's just lift that up. Once again, just going to put it to a point a little bit more on there maybe. And it already is quite runny, so I don't have to put water with that or anything. So on this bit, we are just literally going to go over the face of it, just here, and the bodies. Like so. Could be a little bit thicker with this one. There we go. Like so. Now, like I said, you can primer these. So you can primer in white or look at that already. It's looking good. You can primer it already in white or a grey or a black. A lot of people use black. A lot of people use black. And obviously it depends on what sort of model you're doing as well. So now I've done the ball in the middle bronze, but the power ball and the eye, but when we come to use this colour, it's okay to go straight over the top. Just making sure that there's enough sort of colour on this. So once again, it's all right as well to get this over your legs, because the bronze, with them moving and stuff like that, you would get a little bit of a sort of a paint chafe, as I would call it, on. And like I said, I'm not being careful at this point, because I'm going to do something that's not in there. I am going to and like I said, you can go over bits that you've done. I will definitely go over bits, but like I said, this is just a quick video to show you what sort of stuff you can achieve. Now look at that. I mean, it's looking pretty good, and this just did a basic sort of design here. I'm going to try and break that out a little bit and just go over certain areas. And I'm going to go over with like so, and I will do the legs again in a minute. Like I said, you can put many layers over this, and it won't affect anything. So I might even I mean, that's already like that. I mean, it looks cool. I mean, I'm quite happy with that, and that's all it is. As long as you're happy with it. Just going to wipe this off just by twisting, making sure you try and keep that tip to the brush, which is breaking. Once, like I said, once there's a bit of, there we go, and that is done. So that's that bit done. You can just leave that to dry for the minute, and I will show you a little bit of a technique that will clear up a lot of issues. And I will use the silver again just to touch up on the legs, and as you can see, it's already, yeah, it's a little bit wet still. But I am sort of rushing here. Okay, so this is one of the new paints they brought out, especially for the Necron, and they're used for the eyes and the power on the weapons and stuff like that. And as you can see, it's very, there is sort of a gloopiness to it, and as you can see, it's sort of, we need to get a little bit more consistency here. So there's like a paint at the bottom of this, and I've really messed up my brush here, like that. But this is what we're going to use for the power cell. So the power cell is the big dome in the middle, and its little eye stalk, which is right on the very front. So we have to be a little bit more careful when it comes to doing this one. So. And some of the bronze might actually come through, and it might make it look a little bit nice. There we go. And I've sort of blended it slightly. And then I'm going to do one of the stalks. Now this is where my shaky hand comes in fantastically well. Not. So I want to try and get a really good point on this. I'll have to use, there we go. Now I've done that, but when I go over it later, just to touch it up, it won't be as bad, and it looks bad at the moment, but it won't be. And I'll go over and you can touch it up, and I will touch it up. So let's do these orbs in the middle. Just like that, and a little stalk that's like that. Not as good as I used to be, that's for sure. My paintbrush. Like so. I mean, they're already looking fairly good. I mean, they are they're not the best. But remember, these are yours, so you could just do this with them, and you won't. I mean, there's loads of techniques you can use, and you can get them absolutely, you know, perfect. And then I'm just going to dot that. Like that. And that is, hang on a second. And that is a really basic way of doing it. I'm going to touch it up, and then I'm going to show you the final result after I've touched it up. But as you can see, it's fairly straightforward to do. There is some bleed over it, but apart from that, I mean, I am actually, considering I've just basically done this in about, what, 10 minutes? 10, 15 minutes? I mean, that's pretty good. And I've got other ones to do. So, ones don't have to be perfect. But, yeah, I am actually really actually quite pleased with that, considering that I've not really done much. Yeah. But yeah, I'm actually, look at that. I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, it looks okay up from a far away, so we'll do a far away shot. As you can see, it looks okay, but up close, and hang on, let's focus. There we go. You can actually see certain bits that haven't done properly and stuff like that. But I mean, when it's down on the playing board like that, focus. When it's down on the playing board like that, there's no, I mean, you wouldn't know unless you were looking at it really close. But this is where I think my OCD comes in because I will look at this and go, oh, there's a little bit there, and I will touch it up and touch it up and touch it up, and then knowing me, I will end up ruining this. So I'm going to stop just there. But like I said, it's just a basic way of doing them, really. But I want them to look a little bit more machine-like. So I'm going to add some nun oil. So I'm going to go and do that now. Okay, so here's my first one. And I was actually so pleased with it that I left it. I haven't even touched it. So what you don't get in this set just here, the starter set, is shades. And this is a nun oil. And it picks out. Now it's really runny. All the shades are really, really runny. They have to be. And what we're going to do is we're just going to try and open this. It keeps going back right now, like that. So we're just going to grab a dob. And it is really runny. So look, as you can see just here. And you're literally just going to paint over the whole... Oh, it's got my hand. We're going to paint over the whole model. Okay, so I'm just going to just paint this one here. I'm just going to go straight over the top. And we're just going to move some of this around because it pulls into the recesses and it gives it this sort of machine look, which is what we're wanting. But this is not opening. And then we're literally, like I said, we're just going to brush. It's a very light colour. But what I do find, and you'll find as well if you use it, is it's very good for me because it hides all the imperfections. And it's good for these sort of robot ones because it hides. This is really annoying me. It hides all the imperfections. It hides everything. So just gonna, and then what you want to do is you want to just play around with it. So you want to try and dry your brush a little bit, and then just move it around. And what it does is you'll see, and they call it the wonder drug to your stuff. And yeah, just basically move it around like so, and it gets away all those imperfections. So all those imperfections that I made, especially on the front here, as you can see, so on the eye stalk just here, there we go. You can see now if I go over that and I'll just brush it away onto other parts, it makes it look half decent, which is really cool. And the more you put on here, what do they say? Say more is less, or less is more. But as you can see, I've just gone over this in the nun oil, which isn't, like I said, isn't supplied, but you can get it from all the Games Workshop places. It's a godsend, and it makes things like this, like the machine sort of stuff. And we're going to make the Necrons as well, and use the same technique. But it makes the machine parts look more machine-like, as they're like dirty, greasy, that sort of thing. And as you can see, I think it looks 100 times better. Anyway, tell me what you think. I've been rabbiting on, and you've been watching me paint, basic painting. I'm going to do another video, and we're going to start on the Necrons in the next video. So make sure you click to subscribe. And at the start of that video, I'm going to show you the rest of these, because I'm going to build the rest of this, and then you can see what they're like. But anyway, thank you for watching. Remember to click to subscribe. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and we'll see you in our next video.